deep dive into what's next. So we looked at how to customize your contact center altogether, adding your contact center channels, managing your routing profiles, and contact center queues. Now here on the contact center users, you can see that all users are at the basic routing profile. And if in case that I want to change, I can click on this user, assign to a group, and I can choose a routing profile here. And when I change this, you'll see that this is something that is managed by AWS as well. So if I go back to the routing profile, the changes are happening in AWS as well. So it is part of integration. So instead of like switching between like Salesforce and AWS, as the admin or supervisor, you would be able to manage your user routing profile seamlessly in Salesforce without even like navigating to AWS. Let's see if we got an email. Yeah, you will get an email when you switch your user to a different contact center group. So if in case that you want to switch users between like different contact center groups, you'd be able to do it. And if in case that it doesn't like reflect at the right name, because like it might need some time to like refresh it, so you can just refresh your screen, but it would reflect that it got changed. Now let's look at the routing profile as well. Let's look at sales, because we had two queues. Since I removed the sales queue is not here. So I'm gonna click on this and edit and remove the SAV basic queue and add the sales queue here. Also ensure that you're putting in your right basic queue as well. So any changes that you do here, it is an integration, so you would receive emails. Now let's see if it got reflected here. Yeah, so it got changed here. So that's how the integration works. So instead of like switching between like Salesforce and Amazon, you'd be able to manage your users, create new queues or routing profiles, everything within Salesforce. Now what we have seen is that on contact center, you'd be able to create queues, routing profiles, and phone numbers. You can map the phone numbers but not create it, because you need that phone number setup to like claim the phone numbers here. And there is also present status mapping, where for the user to go online in Amazon, you have like different statuses. Similar to that in Salesforce, you have different status. Let's see, predefine number of forms queue. You'd be able to see something called as status as well. Give me 1 second. Yeah, agent status. So if in case that you want to create like custom statuses and map it to Salesforce, you would be also able to do that. So that's where like this mapping comes into play, where you'd be able to map your Amazon Connect status that you have created to like Salesforce statuses as well. Now these 9 dots is a app launcher where you'd be able to switch between like multiple apps, and we would be using console apps most likely for any of the omnichannel experience. So I'm gonna switch to Service Console. This is how your dev org will look like, and you can see that nowhere that talks about like omnichannel. So we'll see how to enable omnichannel here as well. So in setup quick finds, you can type app manager. So app manager is the place where all your apps can be customized or created, and the app that you're looking for is called Service Console. So you can see that Service Console is here. I'm gonna click on edit. So since this is a desktop here, you'd be able to see this utility items, and this is where you can see that the history is there. So I'm gonna click on add utility item and search for Omni, and I'm gonna click Omni channel. Omni channel is a utility item which comes out of the box in Service Console app, and I'm gonna click on another utility called as voice status as well. So I'm gonna move this a little up and have voice status next and then save. So once this is done, you can click on this back icon, which will take you to the setup page. And in the next tab, I'm on service console. I'm going to refresh this page. So once I refresh this page, you can see that the omni channel is now visible. And the moment you enable omni channel, or you want the browser to allow access to your microphone, that is when an agent takes up the call, the customer would be able to listen to the voice call as well. And by default, for the first time, when agent is added to the contact center and when they are navigated to the service console or like omni channel, this is the first thing that comes in is that they agree to the settings that the call will be recorded, and this is for compliance, and you can just click on I agree. And once this is done, you can see that the phone panel comes in here by default, and you can see that you get available for voice as well. Now I'm going to click on available for voice, which means that I'm offline currently and I'm switching to a voice status. Now let's see what happens in Amazon. So I'm going to switch to Amazon, go to analytics and real-time metrics. Real-time metrics is the supervisor view of Amazon Connect, where you'd be able to see who's online on which queue and other things. So I'm going to click on agents here. So right now there are no agents available, but when I switch to available for voice, it takes a moment because there is a single sign-on that's happening behind the scenes. You don't need camera access because like this is camera that was enabled, but I'm not gonna do this because I need only microphone access. So I went available for voice. Now how do you know whether your single sign-on is successful is because like you can actually see the dial pad that got enabled. If the dial pad is not enabled, which means there is some issue within your single sign-on. We'll see how to troubleshoot that as well in the upcoming videos, but even here that you can see that this is my user, that I'm available for like 34 seconds. This is my routing profile and all this information are available here. But now if I switch offline, your single sign-on will also pass that information here, and if I refresh it, my user should be, yeah, the user goes offline. That is what you're able to see here. That's how like your omni-channel works. Cool. We'll cover the other parts in the upcoming video. Thank you.